to play their part because they are part of society and therefore they have a social responsibility to their consumers, to the ecosystem where they operate, and to other people who are affected. We also have to prepare ourselves to produce vaccines so that next time we are hit by a virus like this, we have the wherewithal to combat such a virus. And a few points that I would say towards the end of my presentation, as a matter of fact, before I conclude, is that we have to boost our economy. If we do not invest in our economy, because right now our growth rate has plummeted, but there's promise. We have the fundamentals right, we have the infrastructure, and I'm sure that we can galvanize the economy, and the entire nation is confident, and we will negotiate this transition because the human capital, the human resource that we have in Pakistan, the kind of network that we are developing all over the world would help us revive and re-energize this economy. Let me also tell you that one of the functions that we have, the CSR, all the philanthropic organizations, and I pay tribute to Governor Chaudhry Sarwar Sahab because he himself is a philanthropist and he's a social entrepreneur, as a matter of fact. I mean, he's alleviated poverty. He has contributed to the alleviation of poverty and he's addressed some human development issues. And as he said that the private sector or these organizations, non-governmental organizations, are the most efficient vehicle for alleviating poverty. Because as long as 35% of the people of Pakistan are below the poverty line, which means that they are not earning $3.20 a day, we would remain poor. The elite, the rich people, the feudal lords, the industrial tycoons, they won't matter. What matters is these people, 35% people of Pakistan population. Having said that, let me also give you good tidings. And the good tidings are that according to a survey which was conducted by this magazine, which is called the Forbes magazine, they said that 86 million people in Pakistan have already entered into the lower and higher middle class. So that's an engine which can not only take care of itself, but it can, as a matter of fact, eradicate poverty. The other thing that we have to do is that we have to bring informal economy, undocumented economy, into the tax net. Because Pakistan is a rich country, but its wealth is hidden. Our GDP is US dollars 284 billion, and it should be 1 trillion. As a matter of fact, if all these businesses and enterprises and the agricultural income and industrial income is fed into the mainstream, economic mainstream, I can tell you that we would be able to alleviate poverty, and corporate social responsibility would be a helping hand in this regard. Let me also tell you that together, the cumulative losses of FATF and counter-terrorism are more than 500 billion. And because of this FATF restrictions, we have lost already 38 billion US dollars. And when we count or calculate direct losses from our war against terrorism, we say 150, and I would say it is $500 billion because they were also denied opportunities. I think that some time ago, the government of Pakistan had taken this initiative to write off debts. We should be the leaders in getting these debts written off. Otherwise, we won't be able to wipe out poverty. I'll tell you why. Because we are addicted to these debts. This assistance that comes from abroad, either it is IMF or these Bretton Woods institutions, or it comes from bilateral sources, and we remain indebted to them. I mean, this year the figure is 112 billion, and it can, by the end of the year, it can be 118 billion. It's unaffordable. And if we carry this burden, we will never be able to alleviate poverty or bring Pakistan in the comity of nations which are prosperous. These are odious debts, and they must be written off, because they were in the first place extended to Pakistan to make Pakistan a part of the anti-communist bloc, and they were in fact given to us so that we remain perpetually dependent on the Western donors. And we have developed what I call the Stockholm Syndrome. I don't know how many of you are familiar with this expression. Stockholm Syndrome means that when somebody takes you hostage, the victim falls in love with the hostage or develops a bond with the hostage. So we have developed this bondage, this bond with our creditors. This must be cast away. And the good news is that I have run out of all points. And what I would like to add is that we do not need reprofiling of debts, but debt write-off. And my last thought with you, to all the champions of CSR, to all the people who are present here, who are working for a stronger, greater nation of Pakistan, attain economic sovereignty. Attain economic sovereignty. That is a strategic priority. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so very much. This was Sardar Masood Khan Saab, President Azad Jammu and Kashmir. Thank you so much for waiting. Now is the time to acknowledge the efforts of those who have actually understood the significance of corporate social responsibility. So I'll not take much of the time, and I'll start announcing the categories and the company's name. You're all requested to please come forward from the right side of the podium. Receive your memento, and you have to exit from the left. So the first category is inclusive education inauguration and operationalization of Noor-e Seher Special Education School, Dharki. And I would like to invite Maari Petroleum Company Limited. Maari Petroleum Company Limited, please come forward and take the memento. Then I would also like to invite Make-A-Wish Foundation for their CSR activities. I would like to also request Ishtiaq Beg Sahab to please come forward and take the memento. The second category of awards is Biodiversity and Conservation, and I would like to invite Navina Group of Industries. Then the third category of award is Best Practices, and we have so many award winners under this category. For Best Practices, first of all, I would like to invite Agri Auto Industries Limited, Maari Petroleum Company Limited, National Institute of Cardiovascular Diseases Karachi, Novo Nordisk, Pakistan, Pak Arab Refinery Limited, Sikpa Inks Pakistan Private Limited, Va Industries Limited. So all the award winners are requested to please line up here, and one by one you can go take your award and exit from the left. Arkaroma Pakistan Limited, China Power Hub Generation Company Private Limited, Angro Polymer and Chemicals, Indus Motor Company Limited. So the next category of award is Community Development and Services. I would like to call upon International Steels Limited, Ismail Industries. All the award winners are requested to please line up here, and then one by one they can gradually move forward. Okay.